So, hey guys, it's William and Alfredo here. Glad to see everybody. This is service area based business ranking. Alfredo just got done dropping the secret sauce on y'all's asses, referring to the upcoming thing we're going to be disrupting the market with, which is GMBs and guaranteed to stick, etc. And he's going to be working on that. Want to do it two things. There's a couple of things. And I'm going to show you how to use it. If you have ordered something via SPP or via William Jones Marketing, I want to show you how to log in because sometimes y'all guys order stuff and do not actually log in and fill out the onboarding form. So I want to show you this so you don't be like, why is my shit not delivered? And then it's because you haven't logged in and actually filled out your onboarding form. So I want to show you guys that real quick. And then we're going to talk about agency war room. And I'm going to talk about the GMB verifications from the past. Make sure I touch on that real quick. I'm just going to drop a little sauce on it. But let's say this client right here, which is if we go to pending, have 116 orders where people just have not filled out their onboarding form. Because what happens is people will order stuff and they'll give you an example. They'll order a bunch of fucking websites and then they'll wind up using them for later. So for example, Mr. Matt here, let me log in as him and I'm going to show you. So for example, if you ever come to your dashboard and you come to your orders, you'll see a bunch of working, all these websites we're doing, and then you'll see these ones that say start order. So what you need to always do is go to your orders, not your dashboard. This is what you'd see in your dashboard, just what we're actually working on. But if you come over here, you'd wind up seeing all your orders, and these are the orders you need to start, which you actually have not started. Therefore, until you log in and fill out that onboarding form, right? So it tells you straight up, if you click on it, we need some information. And if you come in here, like a lot of people just type, ain't gonna help you any. But if you come back to your area here, you hit start order, we'll start order. All right, so the other one I sent out, hey Brent, long time no see, brother. I'll unmute you. Agency war room. I ran agency war room last year or so. Different people pay anywhere from 1,400 to 5,000 to be in it. That being said, the ones that were in it that did not receive what they thought they should receive, I gave them a store credit, and some of them I even refunded. FYI, if you ever, let's say, order something and you don't want it, and it's like within, that week and we haven't started, I'll refund you gladly and happily. Number two, the GMB verifications that we've done in the past that have not worked. And you can ask Harry, because I gave Harry a store credit that he can use anything he wants in the store. So the reason why I really don't like selling verifications is because, or methods, not necessarily verifications, because I know what the hell we're doing and I know how they work. But when you sell a verification method, you're depending on people to know what the hell they're doing. So, and not actually acting like an SEO and act like a business owner. And I see Brent shaking his head. He's like, yep. So without further ado, the way this is going to be set up is it's going to be a lot slower, but we're going to go through every single step. Like in this one, it's just going to simply be, how do we audit a GMB? And I will be putting homework in there just like I did in the first GMB Pros. What are some SEO terms? When someone uses the term entity, topical maps, etc., what does this mean? What does brand mean? You know, I associate SEO to me means branding. I don't believe necessarily SEO is, I mean, it's a term that you can use, but it's not necessarily what I would associate with it is branding. We're going to go through those terms. Those will be in the back end. Any and all of my standard operating procedures will be in the back end. Hey, Jeff. What we'll also do is I'm going to show you the tools I use to make standard operating procedures.
Nice.
Every single standard operating procedure we go through, you will have access to, and it will be on the back end. I'm going to show you, for example, the quality of the SOPs I'm talking about that you will be getting in each of these classes. Like next week, we'll probably wind up doing either the SEO audit or the content audit. So this is the content SOP. And I go through everything. What is a content audit? Defining your goals, taking inventory of your content, how to analyze your data, how to make an action plan, how to fine tune your content. We'll go through some other SOPs I have, for example, is are you using Rank Math or Yoast or Squirrely plugins? How to use those for on-page SEO for each. Yes, I have the SOPs for every single one of them. So we will be going through that. So if you have any questions, guys, as Alfredo said in the group, but also here, drop them and I will answer them as best as I can. Alfredo, please, if anybody comes in, keep track of that. And we're already recording, so we're good. Any questions so far?
No, is the comment section, guys, can you hit one on the comments? Because I'm not sure if that is activated or not. We were trying
They
to.
can message direct. Let me see here.
Oh, is that what it is? Is it me? Is it me?
No, meeting group chat. There we go. Y'all should all be able to do it. No. I disable chat sometimes because, you know. I do have a question that's off topic, but about GMB. Just go ahead and drop your question, Daniel. And as I'm going through this, I will do it. So whoever stays at the end, I am giving away something for free. We will do a pick a number 1 through like 100, and whoever's the closest wins. Anytime I do my GMB Pros on Mondays and any other time I'm in, I will be doing a free giveaway from William Jones Marketing and in the store, so you can use it inside your SEO for yourself or your clients. How many of you guys like that? So always going to be trying to give away and help clients.
Should we repeat the announcement?
So 1 through 100, you got to stay to the end. If you stay to the end, don't show up at the end like Mike's done before. But come in, stay to the end. And if you stay to the end, then we'll do a free giveaway. And whoever wins, guesses the right number, will get it. Would you guys ever consider building sites using the breakdance theme? I've never seen the breakdance theme. So sounds interesting. I'd have to see it, but we would wind up cloning it using Elementor. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to do this GMB and I'll show you the sheets and everything. So let me open up everything. So these are all the sheets you're going to get. All right. So first thing, there are 3 things. Oh, Lord. There we go. There are 3 things that I'm looking at on SEO consistently. If you want to not care about when the algorithms come, if you want to not be affected when the algorithm updates happen, you need to stop trying to game the system. It's that simple. Yes, I have practiced black hat in the past, but I'm one of the few that will also tell you, if you don't like the Google updates smacking you around, then you need to stop trying. to game the system. And there's only 3 things you really need to look at. It's going to be your content, it's going to be your structure, and it's going to be your off-page SEO, or how popular you are, or your referral traffic, which we refer to this as backlinks. Okay. But first thing is always structure. So whenever someone comes on as a client for me, the very first thing I want to do is I look at their website. So let's go ahead and start there. So Eric's not here today, and I'm going to tell you the tools I use and all that happy jazz. So any questions you have, make sure to drop them in the chat. I will promise you I'll get to them. So Premier Fencing Company, he is a service area based business. As you can see, there is no address showing. Okay. No address is showing, but trust me, Google has your address. They know where you're at. They know where you're not at. People all the time want to say, well, my address isn't showing, therefore it affects my rankings. You could say that, but due to the algorithms and stuff that they have out there. But the thing is, they always have your address. Well, we're going to go through this. So this is Premier Fencing Company. He's got 17 reviews. Just kind of glance at a lot of this stuff. And I have the sheets and I'll give them all to you. You know, we go through it, and Mark, for example, when we're going through it, it'll say, does he have Google reviews? Does he have his website? Does he have his phone number? Is he responding to his reviews? And if you want my opinion, none of that is actually going to get you rankings. The only thing that's going to get you rankings, in my opinion, on a GMB, I make sure it's optimized, make sure it's filled up. And besides that, I make sure it's getting reviews. GMB posts, I do it one time, once, when the client first onboards. I do not do it on a daily basis. It is a waste of time. A lot of people, for example, I used to rank things with GMB posts, and agencies, what they tend to do is they want to do posts because they can go to a client and use this as a vanity metric. A vanity metric simply means I go to a client and I say, hey, look at this wonderful post. And they go, oh my God, I got, 200 views. I don't give a shit if you got 1 million views. How many of those views turned into a client or a phone call? That's what I want to see. Okay. We look on this. We see their description, questions and answers. How many are they doing? Things like this nature. We just want to basically make sure this is an active GMB. More importantly, I'll show you this Premier Fencing Company. If I go into Google and I type in your brand, okay, how many brand related terms are coming up? So far I only see 2, and that's really Premier Fencing Company, Premier Fence Company. All the rest of them are not related to the company. It's just one. And if I type him in and I put in this name, is his knowledge panel popping up? His Facebook is coming up here. Let's look at his website. What all is actually going to come up? Let's see. Premier Fencing Houston. Let's see if his website's even showing up. Nope. Nada. All right. So this tells me already that he has no brand established. We will also be looking in the back end of Google Search Console once I get access to that. But I just wanted to show you that part. Now, if we do the audit, when we first do the audit, what we're looking at this is the GMB audit form. This is one of the forms I use. And you want to have a column for your site. You want to have a column for your top 3 competitors. All right, you want their site and you want their top GMBs. And what we want to do, for example, is what's their business name? You know, and I'll show you this, but a lot of times this stuff, maybe we jump too fast in SEO and we just want to do, I just want to jump in there and I want to do a bunch of SEO. And then on top of it, I just want to start building out backlinks and all this other shit that every SEO tells you should do, and CTR manipulation, because it seems so wonderful. And it seems like it would work, and it does work, but it's not what's going to be there for you to build a brand. Most people think of SEO in terms of an SEO. I want you to start thinking of your business as a brand, not in the terms of an SEO. Same thing with GMBs. Think of it as a brand, not, hey, I want to hurry up and get it rankings really fast. And then when the next algorithm updates happen and you get smacked, you're like, what happened? And you're calling up Alfredo, Brent, or myself, or whoever, saying, what happened to my rankings? And I have to tell you, well, tell me what you're doing. You tell me what you're doing. I said, well, I looked at your site. You ain't got no damn content, ain't got no structure, ain't got no blogs going on. You ain't got none of the basic shit. So what were you doing? Oh, I was doing CTR manipulation or whatever. Okay, well, that's probably why you're not ranking. I've tested many a vendor where they're doing rankings. Rankings are great for 30 days. And after 30 days, they go bloop and drop back down because they're not doing what they should be doing, setting up the proper structure. And Brent's once again shaking his head. And he's one of the CTR geeks, if you will. So when we're looking at this, I mean, for example, let's go and I'm going to show you another tool I use, which is Local Dominator with LDAR. And I know I've also used Local Falcon. There's also Local Viking. And when I'm pulling the competition, I want to be able to see, okay, for example, for Premier Fencing Company, who's the top 3 in that area? You know, I want to see who's actually ranking in the area. I don't want to just go, for example, well, use my computer and you're not using a VPN, you're not clearing your cache, and then you get mixed up answers and you're wondering why. But let's go ahead. I'm going to do a Google search for Premier Fencing Company. See, and here's the other thing. So there's multiple Premier there's Premier Fencing Company already, and I can show you this. I mean, these are little things when you're doing them and you start seeing them that you notice there's going to be issues. I'm not trying to rank this guy fast. So I go type in Premier Fencing Company, and guess what? There's someone else named Premier Fence Company. And he's in Virginia. So there's already going to be an issue with that. But let me go ahead and pull up this scan. Yeah, I'll answer that Dicasio in a short bit. So with Local Dominator, let's go ahead and go to the maps. URL, pull it up, share, copy. And I will show you my screen once I get this pulled up. I just don't want to waste y'all's time with that. Fencing.
And while he's pulling that up, guys, there is an extension out there that you can use. I use it. And what it'll do is, and I'll show it to you here, it'll bring up the CID URL. Almost all of these programs, even Aldar, and that's where I got it from, was Cohen. You can click just to copy straight up the CID and put it in there, and it'll bring up the map. If you notice too, when William was had the GMB open, he uses another extension called Plepper. And this is kind of address Daniel's question about the address. Okay, you can also take that C or the latitude, longitude, and kind of plug it into Google, and it'll also show a city where Google is thinking that you're located.
Correct. And that's also on our sheet too. So let me go ahead and open up that one sheet. So in the GMB audit, one of the things I ask, and a lot of this is from GMB Crush, but latitude and longitude, what's your latitude and longitude? One of the things that we talk about is, for example, when you're setting up your GMB, what you should be doing is going and saying, hey, what's my latitude and longitude? Okay, let me show you what I mean by that. So let's say this guy's in this service area based business is in Houston, right? So whenever we go to set up a GMB, let's say it's a brand new GMB, what we want to do is Houston, Texas, latitude, longitude. Or you really got to do that. You can literally go Houston, Texas, and Google will pull up over here all your information, population, and if you click on it, latitude, longitude, etc. Let's say you don't want to do it that way, you go latitude, longitude, and when you set up a GMB, you want to get as close to the city center as possible. Okay. Now, obviously, we are working with a service area based business that we have no control over that. So it's not like we can just go change his GMB. Okay, we can't just go in there and move. You can move it, but if you wind up trying to move it too far, you will get penalized. Okay, and generally will get into re-verification. Okay, so you don't want to screw around too much. So wait, you answer my question. I got dropped in love. And I don't know what that means, bro. You got to clarify that, Daniel. But nevertheless, on this GMB audit form, one of the things I'm going to look at, for example, is you'll notice Fence Master Houston. The very first thing I want to know is what's my name and what's the company's name, or what's your competition's name. So Premier Fencing Company. Okay, we already noticed he has no brand. There's no brand establishment. If I ever type in the company, I don't see the website popping up. I barely even seen a Facebook. That's the only thing that even popped up. So when I say no brand, he has no press releases. He has no footprint. Okay, so, and we'll talk more about brand in another class, but I wanted to go ahead and start showing y'all this. So for example, when we're filling out this form, I want you to take for homework and I want you to take this form and I want you to go through it and then go, okay, what's my company's business name? Who's the top competition for me? And I got other ones. We'll do competitor. This is another one, it's competitor research. This one we'll deal with later. All these, the fencing companies. So this one's Fencing Houston, Fence Master Houston. They got 155 reviews. But first, we're going to concentrate just on the brand name. Fence Master Houston. And this may seem, like, man, this is a lot of work. Well, this is what SEO is. It's not fly-by-night bullshit. Texas Fence. Because I want to see what my competition is doing. SEO for me is simple as this. Find out who's ranking in the top 3, copy whatever the hell they're doing, and do it better than them. It's that simple. MD Fence Company. So I want to look and see, for example, in my mind, are these guys using keyword stuffing? Are they using the keyword plus the city? Or are they not? Because a lot of times they are not. And a lot of people just want to come in here and, oh, I just want to put fencing company, best fencing company near me or whatever. And it might actually, if you look at the GMBs in that area, they're not. But in this case, we see, for example, they're going Fence Master Houston, Texas Fence, MD Fence, Griffin Fence, Scotland Fence. So you see it in here like Houston and Houston in the top. But so what we want to do is we want to fill this out with that information. All right, then are they running ads? That's important, but it's not necessarily. Like I look in here and I don't see them running ads. So it's not applicable, not applicable, not applicable. But then once I go to SEMrush, I will actually look in SEMrush. Then right now this is just for GMB, but when I look in SEMrush, I'm gonna look in SEMrush and say, is the website running ads and what type of ads? Because that type of traffic will create branding and will also create referral traffic. And traffic helps get you ranking, not because necessarily it's traffic. It's because you're creating a brand. And the third pillar, what I was telling you about, is off-page SEO, or what most people call backlinks, is not necessarily backlinks. Backlink can be someone leaving a Google review about you, or someone going to Trustpilot leaving a review. Those are all off-page SEO factors where people are talking about you. And the more people are talking about you, whether good or bad, it helps you. So a lot of times people get worried about people talking about them, whether it's a good experience or bad experience, and that doesn't matter. I'd rather people talk about me than be ignored. Okay. So what we want is, when we're doing ads, I'm not one of these SEO guys that say, oh, well, the whole reason you need to do SEO, and you hear this a lot, you need to do SEO because once you do SEO, you'll never have to run ads again. That's stupid. Okay. The whole reason you do SEO is so you can make money. And the reason why you want to make money is so you can grow your brand, and you do ads to help grow your brand. Okay. It's not necessarily a lot of times just to get clients. Sometimes it's to grow your brand. When doing an audit, what is the distance you're checking your competition in? I'll get to that. But generally, when we're ranking the first 5 miles, if you're not ranking, when I'm looking at a geogrid in 1 mile radius, you have no brand. You're not even in the parking lot. So those are some things we're doing. We'll show you some examples. But generally, I try to get clients ranked within 5 miles, then we go to 10, then we go to 20. To identify competition, or you just look at the top few GMBs, yes. Who's the top? Here's your competition. Your competition is in the top 3. You want to knock out the people in the top 3. You don't need to look at number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You don't need to look at them. It's like being a popular kid in high school. Everyone's talking about you, good and bad, 1000%. Tim Melker says, also, if they're using an address and not SOB, does that matter? Yes. And so when we're going through it and we're filling out our GMB audit form, we want to take note of all of it. So is the keyword in the business? Yes, it is. Fence Master, kinda, sorta. I mean, it's a keyword, but it's not what I'm talking about, like fence or fencing company. So in this case, I'd say yes. In this case, I'd say no. Is the location in the business name? No. I mean, yes. And he's number 1. No. Yes. And you'll notice he's in Texas. So I'm going to say yes. What's the latitude and longitude? I can only get it from here. And if I can get it from this guy and this guy, I will do the same. What we're talking about earlier is plepper. What Alfredo was talking about is if you get a plepper, and I'll show you where to get the extension, and I'll drop that inside the group as well. But plepper,
I can
if
give
you
an
don't
example,
have the
William.
extension, you're really doing yourself more damage than good. Because anytime you're looking at SEO, this is probably one that I only literally have 2 extensions I really use. That's one of them. Google review link generator. But if you go over here to tools, you have your extensions in here. You can also go to Google Chrome and get the extension. So all those little things, that's one of the little tricks we use to be able to see all that information. So when we go to maps,
I got it
right,
set
and
up.
we're
Well,
looking at,
if you want me to show it.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so guys, let me share this with you real quick. Go on a field trip. So if we take a look, right, like elders. So this is what I was talking about when you guys log in. If you bring up a GMB, right? Okay, and it's SAB, the plepper will pop up on its own. And here are the coordinates. You can copy and paste that. Okay. And also, if on like elders, the search, this is an SAB, you can go to this SAB. Here's the extension, and just copy the CID. It's going to give you the whole CID right here. Company information in Google search and map. Boom, you copy that and you can throw it right in there, right? And then it'll bring it up. Now, so this is an SAB. So you can put in the coordinates, throw it right into Google, literally just throw it right into here. I'll do it right now real quick. So we go in here, boom, throw it right into Google. It'll bring up this map. And this is a general area of where Google's putting this particular GMB, right? So you get this GMB, and this is where the guy put it. It's an SAB. Generally, this is where he put it, because you have to put in an address, right? So
Yep.
this is between Waco and Austin. But if you right click, this is where he puts it. If you right click and you're talking about what's the distance, right click measure, and you're looking about like 6 miles, right? It's in between. So all of this territory, I feel I can cover right in here, 6-9 miles or so, depending on the area, right? So this is the whole radius generally that we're going to be able to like conquer right there. So now, if you want to put an address and you conquer everything, like, for your CTR, you want to be specific, you can zoom in and boom, we can use this address because it's close enough. There it is, right? So these are little tricks, but again, the plepper is really what I wanted to show you guys. Copy paste, and you can copy paste it in Google and it'll give you the general area, right? And then also this, the tool extension. You guys can copy and paste the CID.
And I'll be putting that link in the back end so you guys don't have to go looking for it. But those are some little tricks in getting, if you will, a general idea or address or proximity. Okay. And yes, we will be talking about how to expand proximity as well, which I know is one of the things that everybody wants to know, and how we do it. Because we always start out with, I've seen a lot of SEOs, they'll show me a 1 mile, 1 mile, 5 mile. That's, 1 mile is parking lot, bro. 5 miles, let's talk. 10 miles is good. 20 miles is even better, especially service area based business. So we're going to be going through all of that. But inside of the audit, when we're doing this audit, we're going through all of those little things. So like when we just showed you the latitude and longitude, we need to take that information and we're going to put it in here. So what I want, and we'll have someone do, whoever will do there by next Monday, we'll be meeting back again Monday, right, Alfredo? And whoever fills out this sheet that I'm going to drop in the back, I'll go ahead and drop it right now inside here, but inside of our little chat. And what I'll do is whoever fills it out completely, gets it back to me, I'm going to give you 1 month of SEO for free.
Sure.
So whoever's the first one that gets it back to me. Don't be, you know, I was a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth one. No, you gotta be number one. Okay. And that's not even what I was going to give away for free. I just felt like a generous person. So let's go back. So what we're going to do is, for example, latitude, longitude. What's the website link? You may be saying, well, why is that important? Well, I want to see, do they have the keyword and brand? Are they using an exact domain name match? Okay. And when we go here, and let's say, for example, I click on this one, he's using Fence Master Houston. So I already see he's got the main keyword in there. MD and Texas Fence. You know, are they, how many of them are actually using the term Houston in it? So both of these, when we go back, both number one and both number two are having their keyword, and like this one, you see it says Houston. So I copy that, I go back over here, and I'm going to put in the website link. Same thing I would do with the latitude and longitude. Everything, this is why you need to have Plepper, because we're going to go through this and we're going to fill this out. Like, what is my link? What is their link? And then I'm going to start noticing, I've had people ask me all the time, well, why do you think, you know, I should have my keyword in my domain name? Why do you think it needs 1,500 or 3,000 words of content on the homepage? Well, what happens is, as you've done audits, and one of the reasons why I like doing audits so much is the more audits you do, you start seeing patterns. And you start seeing things that most people will say, oh, that's just a coincidence. Well, if I start seeing a coincidence over and over and over again in the same niche, it's telling me this is not a coincidence. Okay, this is why they're ranking, or it may be one of the factors. It's not necessarily why they're ranking, but it is a factor. Okay, so we go over here, coordinates. All right, these are the coordinates for MD Fence. You know, then you go get the ones for Texas Fence. You know, sometimes you'll have to clear the cache to get this to pop up with the next one. But let's just say we're going to do MD Fence. You know, then I would do Texas Fence. Let me refresh this. And go Texas Fence. So you see Texas Fence, and here's the coordinates. Put in the coordinates there. Fence Master Houston. I'll refresh it because otherwise it won't always give you the coordinates and won't change over here, but we just want to get this information. Ultimately, I'm just trying to give you all a gist of kind of what we're going to do, but then to come in there, I'd get my coordinates. Right now, I'm not concentrating on my stuff. I'm concentrating on their stuff. So website link, what's their website links? And we're going to go to Texas Fence again. And we'll go down here and grab Texas Fence. And we'll go grab MD Fence. Now, if you start doing this, you're going to start seeing why most people try to sell CTR and all the shiny little fucking objects, because this shit is boring as shit. Okay. But this is the stuff that's going to set your foundation to rank, and not just to rank. But when the Google algorithm pops up and everybody's crying and like, oh my God, I can't believe it, you're over there chilling, sipping a martini. Okay. Or whatever it is you like to drink. So me, coffee. Appointment link. Is this guy got an appointment link? Yes, he's got an appointment link, but where is it going? All right. He's going to a free estimate online. All right. So I want to put that in there. all these little things. So that's for Texas fence. Yeah. And then we do the next one for, let's say, Fence Master Houston. Where's his going? Oh, what do you know? Get estimate. All right. So let me ask you something real quick. If theirs is going to a page called Get Estimate or Get Free Estimate, does it make sense to name your Contact Us page Contact Us? I would say no. I would say if consistently these people are putting Get Free Estimate, there might be a reason. This guy doesn't have an appointment calendar link. He has a phone number, but that's it. Now, if we open up his website, it's going to MD Fence. Okay, so he does not. So I wind up putting no, and he's number 3. So do I want to copy what he's doing or what these two guys are doing? Then what's the categories? Once again, we're going to use good old Plepper. And Plepper is going to show us the categories he's using. Fence contractor. So I go over here and I go fence contractor. And so I'm copying everything they're doing. Now, if I find out that someone else is using another category, should I be using the category as them or should I be using my category? So all of them are using fence contractor. Any questions so far? I'm going to show you the next thing we're going to look at. Put into action what we're learning, correct. Like I said, whoever does this form for free, I'm going to give you 1 month of SEO on any client or any of your own assets. So rank and rent doesn't matter to me. Your own client doesn't matter to me, any of that. All right. So the next one, okay, they got those categories. Another thing I'll add in here sometimes, if I was looking at this and I seen they had subcategories, because when you're using Plepper will show you, do they have multiple categories chosen? All right, like I'll show you one real quick, and he's at what, 1, 2, 3, number 4. So should we be copying number 4? No, we shouldn't be copying number 4. And guess what he does? Fence contractor, construction company, fence supply store. So he's trying to be slick and keyword stuff and use multiple categories thinking it's going to help them, and it's probably hurting them. So he's number 4, and all the other ones only have fence contractor, fence contractor, fence contractor. Now, what services do you offer? I mean, I'm going to look at as much as possible that I can on the services. On your services, we'll look at it, but let's say, for example, if we went to Google and we typed in Texas fence, see, even that, it's like he's got his brand popping up. You seen his, when I typed in his business name, his brand popped up. All right, and you got competition, advertising here, and he's the number 1 person here, and he's the number 1 person here. Because he's established his brand, he's got a schema, right? He's got his Facebook page. You see all this stuff popping up, his LinkedIn, his Yelp. There's a reason why a lot of people are like, why do you put out so much content? You don't know how many times I've had people come to me and say, just talked to a guy yesterday. He said, I don't even know how I found you, except I've been watching your content on Instagram and then on YouTube. There's a reason why you should be putting out content, because it establishes yourself as a brand. If you want to see, are you established as a brand, go Google yourself, and see what people are saying about you, and then see what they're saying positively and see what they're saying negatively. And if someone's saying something negative about you or whatever, leave it alone. Just let the positive outdo it. But what we're going to do is we're going to fill out all this information, like on their services. If we click on this, do they have their services listed? And we click here, and we look at their services. And you notice I couldn't do this inside of Google Maps. I had to go to the front or inside google.com search. Okay. And then if we we type in, for example, Fence Master Houston, and do the same thing. There they are. We go over to their services. And what do you know? And we want to take that information and put it here. Once again, as my man, Mr. Alfredo showed you with Plepper, for example, your CID will come up. Your place ID is here. Take that CID for Fence Master, and you're going to put it down here as well. And you may be saying, why? It's not really going to matter so much, but I can use this for some other tactics. And we can show you that stuff later too. So, but first, we don't really want to delve into anything gray or black. We just want to do the, facts. You got your payment methods listed. What's your business description? Do they got there? When you look at your business description, most of you probably don't know. It's like 700 and something words, and most people only put like one little sentence or two little sentences. Right. So if I was to take this, give you an example, and say, go to ChatGPT and say, expand on this, just a prompt, expand on this, and make it persuasive. All right, that's a bunch, right? Obviously, I'm not going to use all that. So put out a bunch of stuff, and I said, shorten it to 800 or words or less. Right, and then I'll shorten it or whatever, but you want to try to use your keyword in the city, etc. in there. Business description. How many reviews do you have? I've had a lot of people ask me, well, why should I get reviews if they're going to drop in 45 days? That's precisely why you should get reviews, because Google will eliminate legit reviews. Why should you not be getting actual other reviews as by any means necessary as possible, right? Whether that's through Trustpilot, whether that's if you're a restaurant and you're trying to get reviews on TripAdvisor, or whether you're a home advisor, or whether you're on Google, or whether you're on Bing, or whether you're on Facebook, wherever you're at, you should be concentrating on getting damn reviews. Not just going, oh, I only want Google reviews. Like that's the only thing that matters. And that's the way most SEOs act. But what I want to do is I want to go over here to my, and I'll show you this real quick again. I want to see how many reviews they all have. Not just think, well, I need more reviews. That's obviously the problem. Maybe it's not the problem, Or let's go back to our audit form, Fence Master Houston. And let's type in Fence Master Houston. And you see he's on East Essex Highway. He has his address shown. That's another thing you're going to notice. And he's number 1. But we're not going to show our address because we're going to rank it without doing that. So he's got 155 reviews. Texas Fence, he's got 349 reviews, but he's number 2. It's almost double what this guy has, but he's number 2. MD Fence, he's got 89 reviews and he's number 3. So right here, we already see it's not always about reviews. It's not about how many I got all the time. But we can go fence company. Right, and let's just say fence company. So Griffin, which is number 4, has got 87, 52, 51, 100, 74, 44, 55, 57, 37. So you kind of consistently see that they all got a good bit of reviews, especially in the top. Are they replying to the reviews? I want to fill that out. You know, it is important. We do it one time. We come in here and optimize a GMB. The one thing I really want y'all to pay attention to more than the reviews, and I'll show you this. So is he replying to his reviews? Nope. But he's number 1. And everybody will say it's a ranking factor. So obviously not. Does it help? Yes. It shows you care. Yes. What's more important? Is he responding to reviews or all these different keywords that are popping up whenever you look at his reviews? So job, product, call, work, bid, estimate, budget, clean, pleasure, wrought iron. The only one that's fence related used here is wrought iron. Now we go to Texas Fence. Reviews. Is he responding to his reviews? Yes, he is responding to his reviews. Now look on here. What keywords are popping up? Crew, project manager, clean, bid, sales. Oh, once again, wrought iron. All right, let's look at MD Fence again. So is he responding to his reviews? Yes. Just not this last one. And any review with pictures, reviews and reviews with pictures are what's going to make your shit rank a lot of times. Project, crew, quality, wood, but not wrought iron. So this is where, for example, when we're talking about semantic SEO, semantic just means what terms do Google think about whenever they think of SEO or whenever they're thinking about your specific niche. When they think of fencing company, are they just thinking about the word fencing company or fencing? Or are there various other semantics or keywords that they think about or words they think about when they do that? Daniel, it's also cool how when you try to post a question on the GMB, it scrapes reviews for quick answer. Correct. So let's go back here. So we're going to go back to our handy dandy little sheet. And is he responding to reviews? No. This one's yes. This one's yes. Okay. What's the most recent post date? So if we go to the post, you're not going to see that here. Overview. You only see, reviews. So to see the posts, we're going to have to go to, for example, Texas Fence. We'll go to Google. And we're going to type in Texas Fence. And we'll go here and click on his actual. See that zoom in, zoom out? It's a new feature they've been doing. But if we go over here, we'll see, so for example, other services, the areas he serves, all the stuff. But for right now, we want to look at the latest updates. So September 26th was the last one, right? And he's number 2. And the next one before that was July. So September 26th doesn't sound like GMB post or a ranking factor to me. Texas fence. I mean, depends on, and when I say stuff like that, is most people say it's a ranking factor. Well, depends on what you do with your GMB posts after you make them. Are you embedding them on other assets? Are you sending traffic to them? What are you doing with them? This one, who's number 1, he's been posting 13 hours ago, 2 days ago. So he is definitely posting on a regular basis. I'm not going to get into it right now, but then I would also look and say, okay, what does this post consist of? How is he laying his post out? Does he have the hyperlink in there? Does he have a phone number in there? What is he doing? But for now, I want to go, for example, number 1 guy yesterday. MD Fence, when did he post? So MD Fence, if we look at his, when's the last time he posted? 2020. So out of all 3 of them, only the top guys posting on a regular basis. So we start seeing little consistent little things that maybe pop out to us. You can't let it be a positive negative though. You got to find out what for fact is making things rank. Post over 90 days. Maybe you want to know that. What are the posts linking to? So we'll go to them and see the post. What was he actually linking to? Well, this guy wasn't linking to nothing. And I go over here and I fill out nothing because he's literally got 1 post. Then if I go over back to Texas Fence and I see what Fence Master was, what is he going to? Well, let's look at it. We'll hit learn more. Oh, he's going to the home page. So let's look at some of the other ones that he's been doing, like this one. Are they all going to his home? Well, what do you know? His home page again. Let's look at this one. Home page. So we'll go back here and I'm going to say, well, he's sending his traffic to his home page. Right. Then I want to see what Texas Fence is doing. What are they linking to? And the reason why we're doing all this is because we want to see if there's any patterns. Where we're looking for our patterns. What are the patterns that the top people are sticking to? Number 2 guys actually linking to a blog or a post. So let's click on that again. So this is a blog he did. This is why you should be doing blogs. You can repurpose it. This is a page. So blog page. So he did a blog. Let's go all the way up. He did a blog. Right? Then the next one is a what? A page. And then the next one is a page. And the next one is a page. And the next one is a home page. And the next one is home page. So you see, and that's not consistent. It's back and forth. This one's call now. This one's page. This one is a page. But so he's going to various, various link pages. Various pages. All right. Products. You got your products filled out. And that's if they allow you to, because sometimes they will not allow you to use products depending on the specific niche. So let's go over here to Texas Fence, click on this, see if it's got products. Nope. And we won't know about this until we actually go on the inside and see if it allows us to do products. So I'm going to go ahead and assume already not applicable, not applicable, not applicable, right? Q&As. Is he doing, Q&As? So Q&As, and we'll show you on a SOP how to do it, but a Q&A is simply, let's go to Google. And if I click on this, you'll see, is he doing Q&As, right? Q&As would be, you ask a question, you get an answer, and you don't see them. Depending on the niche, Q&A is like a FAQ. Think of facts. Facts are things people are also asking, like here. Or down here. And we want to fill up our GMB with many of these Q&As as possible. Right? No Q&As here. Don't see them here. So now let's go to Texas Fence. I'm at Fence Master Houston. So Q&As, yes, he's got 5 of them. And he's the #1 guy. So we see little things that different people are doing different. Yes. No. MD Fence. Let's see if he's got them. So he's not even coming up. Once again, probably because they're thinking of Maryland or whatever. But so what I'm going to have to do is I go to maps. I'm going to try to pull it a different way. Let's do this. And see if I'll make it pop. There it is. Q&As, he's only got 1. So I'm going to just put 1 just because he's only got 1. And over here, I'm going to put 5 because he's got 5. It's not like they're doing 20 or 30 or 50 or 100 or some craziness. Are they uploading images? All right. So uploading images, are they doing that? When's the last time they uploaded images? Let's look at their photos. You see this one's a month ago, 8 months ago, 2 years ago. So on MD, we're going to put, last image, a month ago. Or not lately. Let's go up here to, or we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. How many per month? Maybe 1, if that. Okay, is he using videos? When you click on this, are you seeing any videos? No. So then we can also go back over here and we do the same thing. We're going to ultimately do the same thing for every single one of these. We're going to fill out as much as is possible. All right, Texas Fence. When's the last time they uploaded an image? You want to look at that information. Inside by owner. All right, so not really. They're doing them, but not as, it's a month ago, not lately. So we want to go through there and we want to type in their information. Now I'm going to go to Fence Master and I want to see what Fence Master is doing. So at Fence Master, as far as photos, what is he doing? So he's uploading a lot of photos. He's even repurposing and reusing his photos from his GMB posts. And he's got videos. All right, you see it? There's the video. It's a 1-minute video. Wrought iron fencing. For those people that don't believe Google can't see images, there you go. All right. They see the text that's on the images. So yes, and he's posting them like nobody's business. All right. So he's doing them on a weekly basis. Oh, dozens. Yeah, a dozen or so. Using videos, yes. No. So we start seeing what we want to look at is what is different between number 1 guy and number 2 and number 3. So when I'm done with this, what I'm going to wind up doing is I'm going to wind up bolding or changing the color or something that makes me go, okay, he is doing certain things different. Right? Various pages, home page is where he's sending them to. Most recent posts he's posting on a daily basis. You know, this right here, all these two are doing, so that's a consistent factor. Latitude and longitude will want, you know, the location is the location in the GMB. Yes. We want to look at those things. Okay. And then when we get done, we got a little bit longer to go, guys, but description, how many words? You want to know how to pull how many words something is? So all I do is choose the content. So you choose that. There's this handy dandy little plugin. It's called Word Counter Plus. 54 words. It's pathetic. But as you can see, he is ranking number 1. So does it matter? Nope. But I would tell you, pimp it out as much as possible, fill it up as much as possible. Copy, select, Word Counter Plus. He's got 68. And if you have questions, drop them below, because once I'm done with this, I will answer them the best of my ability, because we will do a Q&A at the end. So let's choose this one. This replay will be in the back end of GMB Pros. This is 88, or you can just go watch it on inside the groups. And eventually this weekend, this will also be inside of YouTube, because I will be putting everything on YouTube. Services listed. All right. He's got his services listed. Yes, because we already looked at all this, already know it. So what I would wind up wanting to do personally is copy every one of these things, every single one of them. I want to know everything this dude is doing, and I want to put it right in here. Obviously, and here's why. Obviously, they're winning. Obviously, they're doing something right. So do we want to copy the winners or the losers? Same thing in SEO. You want to copy winners or losers? You want to copy the winners, the people that get shit done. Right? And I can already tell if they're doing this right, I can guarantee you their websites are pimped out as well. But let's go through all this. You're probably thinking, oh my God, this is so much work, bro. Yes, this is why people hire SEOs, because you should be doing the work. Now, if we go over here, we're going to copy all of this. All right, so I've already copied all that content. We'll do the same for our listing as well. You know, we're not just gonna end off and not do that. Products listed. Products are not applicable. 100% sure in this niche, but we'll make sure before we're, you know, before we say absolutely not. But how many words over each product? So right now, we're going to put NA for this because we're assuming we cannot post. How many words? Yes, we already have the post. You know, how many words of content are in each post? That's really what you want to find out too. So if we go over to their posts or their updates, how many words of content are they using in their posts? You know, all the way down to here. And this is your number one guy. So he's a guy we want to copy, 132. Right? So let's just say 132 on that one. The next one, we fill out same thing. What type of copy is being used? What do you mean by the copy? Is it transactional? In other words, I'm trying to get them to buy from me, or is it informational? So when I say informational, this would be informational. We're telling you about brick and stone, why you should choose it, which is better, why it's better. The only thing they're doing is some other call to action. They don't really have a call to action. How could you give a call to action on this? Let me show you real quick. If we take this and go over to Chat GPT, you can literally say, please, and I always use this a lot, please rewrite this using persuasion and make it catchy and use a call to action. And then that looks a lot better. Contact us today. There's your call to action. It pops out more when you use these little emojis and stuff. Okay. Type of copy being used. How many words in each product or menu item is being used? Are they utilizing more info links? What's more info link? I can already tell you, yes, more info is learn more. Some of these other guys, when we're looking at them, were not. Are they utilizing offer posts? I haven't seen any offer posts yet. Offer being coupons and specials. All right. On their offer posts, if they're using them, what type of copy? Are they once again utilizing more info links? Where are more info links going to? Are they doing event posts? Now, if you're doing event posts, this is something you can run ads and do CTR to using Facebook or social traffic. Okay. Are they utilizing more info links there? Where are the more info links going? And do they have location pages and geo pages on the website, and how many? And do they have multiple GMBs? All right, so pretty much went through that already. What we're going to do, I'm going to go through the questions now. So make sure you have any questions, etc. Drop it below. Like I said, I'm going to give you this link. So let me go ahead and give you this link. And y'all fill this out.
Where do
Whoever
people
gets
get
back
it to
to me
you?
first,
Where do they send it to you?
1 month free SEO. All right, so
Hey, William, where do they send the link after they complete it?
I'll show you real quick.
Okay, that's one of the questions.
Yep, it's good. If you go over to William Jones Marketing, top right hand side where it says submit or it says support, that's where we're going to send it to. So I'm going to show you guys that real quick. Right here where it says support, you just log in and create a ticket and then drop it in there. Whoever's I see in there first wins. All right. Let's see here. I answer some more of these questions. You go through them all because it is a lot. All right, here we go. Here we go. Up, all the way up. Lots of questions. Something, Brent. Don't forget, all these are no's are opportunities. Correct. So all the ones that are not ranking are opportunities to get them ranked. All right, it's because you can use these for prospecting. Use Eldar's local dominator for prospecting. Reddit's been taking page 1 since today. Yep. Good, Michael. In Canada, organic SERPs, new update is really supporting UCC. Are any of us using Dolly with ChatGPT? Yes, little. We won't go over that too much. Is this being recorded? You're at a wedding reception. Yes, Frederick. Brent Bowser, posts are used to build relationships and move them to your site for sales copy. Correct. So for example, if you're going to just do GMB posts, just to do GMB posts, just to throw them up there, it's not going to help your rankings. But if you take those, you can embed them on press releases. You can embed them on Web 2.0s. You can put them in an IFTT. You can put them on CloudSex. You can put them on almost anything whatsoever that will help you, but put them on something that's going to get traffic. Right. Putting products for service area business could get your listing suspended. Yes. And depending on the niche, they may or may not allow you to do so. Nice work, William. Gotta go. Client call upcoming. Appreciate that, Jeff. Will you normally break down the GMB audit further by running searches for wrought iron fence, chain link fence? Yes, and we're going to get into that, Danny. Because when Google thinks of fencing company, they think of thousands of different variations in terms. They don't just think of like 5 or 10 keywords, which is what most people do. LSI and entities or related keywords. So Darko says, if you can address the question about my marker location being off, I would need to see it. So if you can drop that on the website as a question, I'll answer it in the next class because we're already an hour and 30 minutes in. Doesn't GMB Everywhere give you a lot of this information? I don't really use GMB Everywhere. I use Plepper mainly. And I like to do things manually. Even though I do use some tools, I will still do things manually because there are things you won't see unless you're doing it manually. And I've just found it's better for me manually, and it's a way in which I learn. One of the ways science and studies have proven, for example, just give me for example, not like I'm a scientist or something, but if you actually do things when you're learning and you're reading a book, like this is a really good book, SEO, Honest SEO by Jason Hennessy. It's a really good one. If when you're reading, most people nowadays, they don't write. If you actually have a notepad and you write, then it makes you learn and you retain it. Okay, another way, I'll give you an example when you're on a phone call with, this might be off topic, but it's talking about sales. You ever want to know what to write about, what to blog about, what to create content about? So how many of you talk to clients on a regular basis? Give me a 1 in the chat if you talk to clients on a regular basis. What you should be doing is taking notes and saying, for example, hey, Jeff, do you mind if I take notes while we're talking? Because what you're going to say is really important to me. Yes, of course. And they love hearing that. And then you take notes and they're going to ask you things or things that come up, and you can use that in your content, short form content. Plan to do, check action. Correct. So also, Alfredo, if you want to contact Brent, since he showed up, I would love to have Brent in here.
Absolutely. Thanks for the love, Brent. Appreciate your support, man. Absolutely. Yeah.
Brent's a good man.
Yeah, we chat every once in a while.
Hey, you
That's all he
unmuted.
shows up.
Oh, you unmuted me. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Great. I hope everyone is taking everything that William said to heart. It's ideal. And I made a comment back in the chat, is that all of those no's that William was putting on his audit, those are opportunities for you to win. Meaning,
Correct.
you know, don't fail in your audit by saying no and then not doing it because it's a no, the winner's not doing it. It just means that you can fail in another part of the audit and fill that one and still win. So use those as opportunities. Anyway, thanks for letting me talk.
It's one of the reasons why we do those is because we can see, for example, remember I said, look at the top three. All SEO is look at the top three. Who's your top three competition? Dan Kennedy talks about it. If your competition is trying to sell the best hot dog and they're doing advertising and they're talking smack about you, you can actually ride the wave off of it, which simply means, okay, what are they doing better than you? And what are they not doing better than you? And then you can take those things and use them to your advantage. And when I copy the number one dude, I copy everything he's doing, but there's something he's not doing, you know, and you want to add that into your mix. Like everybody could tell me, well, for example, you'll hear it a lot. People copy someone's SEO. Really, dude? I mean, there's only so many ways you can do local SEO. An oatmeal cookie is an oatmeal cookie. But if Brent makes an oatmeal cookie, it's going to taste different than mine. It's going to taste different than Harry's or Alfredo's because we have our own little twist. Okay. And you know, if you copy me and you outrank me, I'm going to want to learn what the hell you did. No offense, but that's what's SEO is to me, is find out what someone's doing better than you. Don't sit there and get so angry and upset like most clients do. It's like, why are all these people ranking? Why are they above me? I deserve to be better than up there. Who says you deserve to be better than them? Because if you deserve to be up there, you would be up there. Figure it out. Don't try to take down their damn GMB. You know, because that's the first thing everybody turns to. How can I take down their GMB? Stop it. So, and I even get accused of that shit. And I'm like, dude, I ain't got the time for that, man. You know what type of crap I got going on in my life? I ain't got time for petty shit. But if you have any more questions, Ricardo's trying to get in here. But if you have any questions on Mondays, I will be starting on the next aspect. What tools I use to run an SEO audit. This is where I do a manual and a software.
William,
I have no affiliate with the software. Don't want to get paid from the software, but I'm just going to show you the way I've done it when I had a paid version and when I was a broke ass and didn't have no paid version. And how do you do it? And how do you get it to clients so you can get money coming in so you can actually have a paid version? Darko says best way to introduce a new keyword that the website is ranking #1, but the GMB is like 50. Well, I would have to see that because in my humble opinion, if your website's ranking #1 or on the top page, it should correlate with your GMB. And if it's not, it's generally speaking, from my experience, and Brent and Alfredo can comment, but would be because you are not mirroring your website to your GMB and your GMB to your website.
yeah,
Something's not connecting.
I would agree. But really don't lose it. Don't lose sight of proximity. You know, if you're searching from a centroid that's closer to your competitor than your own, then there's a chance they're going to win, even if they're not as strong as you. So really, the centroid of a GMB is the main marker. So find out how close they are to where the search point is, which is the center of the town. I was going to say that earlier, you know, when you're looking at naming, so you went through the naming convention and everybody was Houston, but actually they were closer to the next biggest city, but they want Houston because they think Houston is where their business is coming from.
Bingo.
They have no chance. So
Mhm.
let your competitors bail on, like, go after Houston. You go after that, the next biggest inside of them closer to you, and I guarantee your phone will ring more. You know, Centroid to your location to the client is the gold, right?
Yeah.
Houston, just because it's huge. If you want Houston, then unfortunately we got to go a little black hat and you need to get some GMBs in Houston. And then from Houston,
Yeah.
you need those GMBs to be, you know, 5 miles from the centroid of whatever. When you pull up the Houston map, and when they put dead center of Houston in the map, you need 5 miles from there, right? And then you need to do a whole lot of what William was talking about brand building, entity attachment, poking dots if you want to be anywhere outside of that 5 and get the Houston traffic.
Yep.
So anyway, I don't mean to preach, but you know, that name, you know, it might be 500,000 people less, but it's about the phone calls. It's not about, you know, the vanity metrics William was talking about.
Mhm.
Pick the one that's close. You know, make yourself
It's
a
like,
winner.
for example, most people don't do video. And the reason why they don't do video, and I read it in this one book, one of our speakers that is coming on later showed me this. It's called Rethink Everything. It's about social media marketing. A little quick book, you can read it in an hour. And one of the things he talks about is exactly that. He's like, most people don't get on video, not because they don't know what they talk about, not because they are too shy, not because of fear, but because of your own ego. Because most people will go, I did a video and oh my God, it only got 10 views or only got 100 views, and this guy went viral. I could give a shit about going viral. What I care about is, did those million views that you got, how many of them converted to a phone call or a client? Whereas I do daily videos and they only get, you know, maybe let's say 100, or they get a couple of thousand. And I have a client yesterday I just talked to and said, I've been following you for over a year and been watching your content, and now I'm going to become a client. It's a way in which you warm up your lead.
Do you mind if I add to that, William?
Yes, on the profile with a negative review. What is his review rating?
Yeah, that negative review. May I answer that one, William?
Yep.
Yeah, I love the negative review.
Yes.
The negative review is the best review, because first of
Hold
all,
up. Say that again.
the negative review is the best review, because I'm going to go through multiple paths here. So if I get off track, I apologize. One, we don't grow unless we fail. We don't grow unless there's competition. We don't get better. If you go back in the chat, you're going to see something that I put in called PDCA, plan, do, check, action. Make a plan, do your plan, check what it did, whatever the gap is, figure out how to close the gap, and then start again with a new plan. Now, it's the same as your negative review. Your negative review gives you the ability to say, I am incredibly sorry that this happened to you. I have now taken the opportunity to build a new process around the gap that you found in my business. Thank you very much for that. Now, how is it that I can make this better for you? And then list out the services of what, you know, what's in your service, add those keywords, and then please reply, and then reply back and show them that you changed your SOP or whatever it is in your process. It's the best possible thing for your business. I know a lot of us in here are rank and renters and it's a little different, but I'll go all the way back to William talking about building a brand. I don't care if you're doing it for someone else, you're still building a brand. And if you're not thinking as a business owner, then that is going to fail. Google doesn't want rank runners. He wants eventually someone that will buy traffic or buy ads. So you got to mimic the fact of a business until you don't want to buy ads or you do want to buy ads. And as soon as you don't bridge that gap, this game's over. You know, they don't rule us, but they certainly control our traffic. So we have to do
one of the things, who was it? Drew and me were talking the other day. It's like, if you're not building your, I'll give you an example. I'm not going to name names, but go look at the old group and you can look at the admins and you'll see exactly who stole my old group. Okay. Either that. If I had not had a 200,000 leads email list, I would have been screwed. The number one thing you need to do is build up your email list, because you can control that traffic. Traffic you control, traffic you don't control, traffic you can buy. Okay, Google's one you can buy, but you don't control it. One of the reasons why you want to have a way in which you can convert it, or CRO, conversion rate optimization, is because when they land on that page, you want to collect that lead. Why? Because then you convert it to traffic you can control or something you own. One of the other things Dan Kennedy talks about, and I've heard Russell talk about before, is he that has the deepest pockets always wins. So if you're doing just SEO and you don't want to do ads, you'll get your pants beat the shit off of you. Some ain't got plenty of money to run ads on you all damn day.
Hey, William, if I ask this group right now, who knows what their cost of acquisition is? How many can give me an answer?
Because maybe y'all guys can give Brennan an answer on that, on cost of acquisition.
What's your cost of acquisition? Because that is a huge, that right there is exactly what William's talking about. And that's what all the big boys are talking about. The more you can lower your cost of acquisition, the more you can spend on acquisition.
Yeah.
Right.
So, for example, when it costs me, people laugh when they see people in ClickFunnels and different things. I'll give you this ebook for free shipping. And they go, well, they're not making no money. They're just paying for shipping. But then when they upsell you and a certain amount of people buy, and then they got, other people buy even more, they actually wind up making money while they're running ads. Not even talking about lifetime value. Not even talking about, how much they're spending.
Yeah,
Carlos, or any of that.
Carlos,
You're just talking.
Carlos just answered 0. I don't run ads. I just use GBP and website.
Yeah.
Well, there's time, there's energy. Those are costs. That's a cost of acquisition. That time spent, right? So
Mikkel just said the same thing. He said it's from not just from financial point of view. It's from your time and effort and all that.
Yeah, like we're trying to build relationships, right? And all of it wraps around back to building relationships. Where that content is it what's the intent of your content? And I think you're going to see, if you start watching all the new Google updates, everything is about buyer intent, right? So the winner right now, we're getting close to Christmas, right? We all know that. So we're going to see an algorithm change that is going to be big business on the purchase side, on the e-com side. But on the information side, we're getting user created content. If you look right now, who's winning, it is, and someone said it here earlier, it's Reddit. It's all of those Facebook, all of those things got a huge boost, right?
Yep.
And that'll change again right after Christmas. It'll go right back to the little guy, right? And we're talking about ad dollars. You got to think about Google and what the true result is. If they could give you one answer that would be the biggest cost of acquisition for them, then you would have the secret. Again, my opinion, but
there's
lots of data that shows it.
Guys, thank
running
you for all the
ads
questions.
that are
Good
called
questions.
ethical propaganda works wonders. Oh, you know all about that. I love that. The same thing I've done before. So when you'll have people that used to love you turn around and start hating you, and as long as you got something you can run ads to, like lovely testimonials or video, run
Great,
ads to that shit.
Great questions, guys. I appreciate the interaction. Appreciate the love. We are coming at 6:40 here. So don't forget, guys, we have the special coming on, right? Website, GMB, 1 month of SEO, persona to protect that GMB. So look for it. We're going to drop it, and we're only going to do it for, what did we say, William? 20 people? Put it out there, opportunities?
Yeah, like 20 people. That's about it.
That's it. The first 20 people, we're going to drop that and we're going to close it off. Website, GMB, 1 month of SEO, and a persona to protect that for you. Don't forget, get on the Facebook, submit that. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the love. Brett, appreciate the love. We got to get you on here. Almost every category. I'm going to stay away from garage and stay away from locksmith. Other than that, let's do it. And we're talking about service area. If you want a service area, I'll put that package together for you and put it on a boat. Business in a box, right? So yeah. So we got that coming next week. We got a packed house. We should just be these GMB calendar is awesome, guys. The people that we're booking, we're all the way into January right now.
Sorry,
right?
all the way into January now, booked.
Yep. So guys, next week, just to keep an eye, Adam McChesney's going to be here. Chris Palmer's going to be here. Simon's going to be here. We have 5 speakers coming up, guys. And we got the big bros coming on in the beginning of November, 2 on a Friday. So big things coming, guys, big things. Again, these are the aha moments, actionable stuff, over the shoulder stuff, people that are in the trenches, right? So be looking out for that special that we're going to drop. Come with your questions, guys. Like I always say, much love, much success, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. And I'll see you on Monday.